my channel. My name's Catherine and today I was just going to talk about values. Value is the language of light, how light or how dark your subject is. Between white and black there's a range of values. These are in the light, these are in the dark. Within a landscape it's interesting to see what values you've got. You want to simplify them. On this one we've got a dark, another slightly lighter, stepping back. Here you've got a dark tree and some light trees and a light sky. So you've got space, but not as much space as this one, which is stepping you back further. So value does describe space. It also describes form. This is very high contrast, very bright, very dark. So that's a high contrast. This picture here is very bright and very dark. If we go back to this picture, it's not as dark as that one was. If we come back to this picture, we can see that the values are closer. The dark isn't as dark as it was here, and the sky, the light, isn't as light as it was here. These have two different moods in a way. A high contrast picture is quite punchy, it's quite energetic, you certainly know where you are. With a lower contrast picture, it's more of a mood, it's calmer, it's quieter, there's nothing to sort of jar you. So value creates mood, something to think about. I made a value scale, and this is on a paint stirrer stick from the hardware store, and I put my values in and I can carry it up to my painting. It's just a bit of fun. But it's in my book as well, and I think it's a good thing to do. So these values at this end, at the light end, if you chop them off like that and you put them here, you could say that is high key. That's what we call high key. There's no darks, there's just lights. Conversely, a low key would be these ones, and that's no lights but darks. The mood in a high key painting is lighter and brighter. It has a sort of a softer feel, if you like. The mood in a darker, low key painting would be more sombre. It's a bit heavier. This feels lighter, this feels heavier. But you might want a night painting. When you take values and put them in the middle, it's neither light nor dark, midway. It can be ambiguous. You're not sure if they're light and you're not sure if they're dark. A little bit like this. This is sort of a close value in the middle. There's no real light, there's no real dark. But it does have a presence, it can have a presence. So don't be afraid to do that, just know what you're doing. When you put white and black next to each other, it's very attention grabbing. This is much more attention grabbing than this. If you were to pass it in a street, your eye would be interested in this more than this at a distance. So it's more visually exciting. The low contrast, it's slightly less exciting. But as I say, it can have a feeling of calmness and peace and harmony. If you have a painting that is mostly dark and a little bit of light, that can work very nicely. If you have a painting that's mostly light with a little bit of dark, that can work nicely. You don't want to get your equal dark and equal light. That can be a bit boring. So that's a quick walk through value. Value's the language of light. That's where I started, and that's a good place to finish. You need to know which values you're going to assign to which parts of your picture. But that's something we'll do in another video. So you get to choose high key, low key, middle key, high contrast, low contrast, how much you're going to put in. And do you want close or do you want high contrast? Pretty simple, but it's really good to do this and pay attention to what you actually want. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next time.